What's going on, guys? Valken here with another episode of Card A Day. Today, we have the Desperate Conjuring. A very vicious looking card indeed. So let's get right into it. First, before we talk about the competitive viability of the card, let's start with the artwork. Okay, so it's obviously an intelligence card, so it's going to be the blue theme. It looks like almost an astronaut, almost, with the swirling lightning, rocks flying everywhere, people being destroyed. I personally love the purple lightning you can see coming off of the monster, and how well they did the blue glowing inside of the actual astronaut. I'm assuming it's an astronaut, it's like a storm one, but I could be wrong, of course. But yeah, it's a really nice card, because you can even see the giant gate behind it, as if it's protecting some type of location from intruders, which kind of goes along with the actual text of the card. So let's get into the details of the card. First off, the name, Desperate Conjuring, of course. It's an epic. It's an action. It falls under the intelligence attribute. It doesn't have a race, obviously, because it's an action. It costs 3 to play. It comes with the core set, and the text reads, sacrifice a creature to summon a random creature that costs 2 more. So my thoughts on that. So it's currently played in 12% of intelligence decks. That's 186 out of 1604 on legendsdecks.com. So what are my thoughts on the card itself as far as the viability and play of the card? So sacrifice a creature to summon a random creature that costs 2 more. For a 3-drop, that could be okay, but I only see it being used on higher cost creatures. Like, let's say if I have a Golden Saint, I throw down a Golden Saint, I get 2 of them because I have more health, and then I use Desperate Conjuring, get rid of 1, and then summon a card costing 2 more. It could be good, but I have a feeling you'd have to wait until later in the game to use it. And unless you're playing a control style deck and you're purposely going slow, then you may be faced, especially with the current meta, how it is. It's very aggro friendly and tempo based. So this card may be good. Like, let's say if you start out with it on your 3rd turn, you want to get rid of that 2-drop you just put down the turn before and get one that costs 4. So I like it because it's random, but I don't like it because it may end up hurting you in the long run, unless you have cards that you specifically like. Let's say you want to use their summon ability and you just want to get them out of there. I could see that being cool, like that working out perfectly. But those are my thoughts on the card, so let's see what the community thinks about the Desperate Conjuring. So the top comment comes from a user by the name of It's Not Leon. Super greedy card. Currently, it pretty much exists only as a 1-of in Control Mage, as casting it on a 10-drop will yield only 2 possible outcomes, Iron Atronach and Odaving, which can be pretty good. It's probably too greedy though, since Myrak already pads the control matchup. The next user, Science Fiction Guy, he says it's a really interesting card. I always include at least 1 copy in my control intelligence decks that run creatures in the 8+ cost range just because I find it fun. And after all, that's what this game is about. It's about having fun and enjoying the play. From people who've come from other card games such as HS, I won't say their full name here, Hearthstone, just kidding. Yeah, you find that after a while that game can be kind of boring. That's one thing I love about the Elder Scrolls Legends, is it brings a lot of fun that you're missing from those collectible card games, especially digitally based. He also notes it's practically worthless if used on low magicka creatures unless you are desperate and don't mind rolling the dice. And basically, after all, this game is a dice roll, especially with cards that focus on randomness, or RNG. Others have said it's a fun card. They use it in the arena, often to sack a damaged minion, And I didn't bring that up. Like, let's say you have a low cost or a high cost creature that's about to die, probably next turn, use it on there. And there you go, you have a random one that costs 2 more, which can actually save the game for you, to be honest. So overall, it seems that the community doesn't mind the card when it comes to arena play and the randomness, along with the fun factors. But let's get down to the actual rating that I give it. So the rating works by me taking my thoughts on it and the community's thoughts and trying to give it a 1 through 5 stars. So for me, if it was just me, based on, if we're going off artwork and competitive viability, for artwork, I really like it. I give it a 4 out of 5. For competitive viability, it's probably great in arena and control decks, based on what I've seen. So I'm going to go ahead and give this card I'm going to give it a 3. I was going to say 4, but then I remembered that it's an epic. So that means you would have to, unless you already have it, you would have to craft it in order to play this card. Unless you're playing in arena, of course. So that's going to bump it down to 3 for me. Based on the community's thoughts, they also seem to enjoy the card for the fun of it. Not too much on the artwork, but I'm going to go ahead and give this card, I'm going to give it a 3. It's a little above the halfway mark for me, along with the community's thoughts included. So let's go ahead and give it a 3 for the Desperate Conjuring. Alright guys, that's all I have for this episode. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, leave a comment in the section below. Let me know if you'd like to see a specific card talked about. Other than that, that's all I have, guys. See you soon.